And as we reflect on the one-year anniversary, CBS 58 Capitol correspondent Emily Fannin spoke with some of Wisconsin's federal lawmakers about its lasting effects. Emily?
We reached out to all 10 members of Wisconsin's congressional delegation. Among Republicans, they either declined or ignored our request for an interview. Now, while all members condemned the attack a year ago today, Democrats say it's Republicans who continue to make false statements about the 2020 election, and it's threatening our democracy.
We can't let an attempted coup stop the important business of the federal government.
This is banana republic crap.
January 6, 2021, Republicans and Democrats from Wisconsin were united in condemning the protesters who stormed the U.S. Capitol. Yet in the months following the attack, their views on what occurred remain polar opposite.
The false narrative was that there were thousands of armed insurrectionists. There weren't. Okay, by the way, I condemned the breach. I condemn the violence.
The fact that people can change the truth, they seem like they actually believe something different happened than what they lived through, is really disheartening.
The events since have no doubt pushed lawmakers further apart. Now some Republicans want to strip the Wisconsin Elections Commission of its power to give it to the GOP-controlled legislature. Others are seeking criminal charges against election officials for their guidance issued during the 2020 election. Meanwhile, Democrats are fighting to restore voting rights in who oversees elections.
We really call on them to stop perpetrating Trump's big lie, to stop calling for the intimidation and harassment of state and local election officials.
What do you think it will take to restore faith in our elections?
You know, the real problem is the current Republican Party is less of a political party and more a cult of a figure of Donald Trump.
Democrats have long called on their Republican colleagues to stop sowing doubts in elections, but their calls have been mostly ignored. Many Wisconsin Republicans remained committed to the former president despite his repeat false claims, blaming widespread voter fraud for his loss to Joe Biden.
Because of it, even in places like Wisconsin, they're still trying to please him by continuing to do an election review.
Some Republicans also tell me they argue that Democrats are also spreading misinformation about the election, saying that there was no evidence, that there was no cases of election fraud. Now, our AP review of key battleground states in Wisconsin, including 6 others, found fewer than 475 potential cases of voter fraud. But those statistics wouldn't have changed the final outcome. In Madison, Emily Fannin, CBS 58 News.